Go.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. We're going to look at some rounders bowling today. You don't need much equipment. A tennis ball or any other size ball, sim size. You don't need a rounders ball. If you don't have a tennis ball, you could do some rolled up socks to create a ball sort of shape. Last week I gave you some technique about different ways of bowling, and establishing that as a routine. It doesn't necessarily mean that we're bowling specifically for rounders, but we could be fielding back into a base, or it could be a backstop to first base, and it also could be in cricket fielding into our wicket keeper, a hard, accurate pass into a specific area. We're going to look at the bowling technique for rounders. Some of you will be rounders players, some of you will not. It might be your first experience of this, so we'll go through the basic rules of it. In rounders, you have a square which you may not step out of whilst you're bowling. If you step out of it, it is called a no ball. What I have done in the forum area, there is a brush up on your rounders rules, and it's got all the different appropriate rules that you can use. So specifically, what we need to do is establish a routine. A routine helps us get used to making it habitual, like a habit, so we're able to repeat the action time after time and making sure it's accurate with our bowling technique. Our bowling technique, okay, if we start with two hands together and feet together, okay, as we step forward, our opposite arm goes back and follows through. Whatever type of bowl or ball I'm going to bowl, I try and keep this action exactly the same. The idea with that is it prevents the batter knowing the type of ball that I'm going to bowl. Okay, so whilst we're holding the ball, there is a basic grip, which is like this. Okay, as I start, I can balance and feed the ball. Now there are two things that might happen to your bowl. It might go too high, or it might go too low. To correct that, as you follow through with the arm, point to where you want the ball to go. It just enables you to balance. If it's going too high, what tends to happen is people go up onto their tiptoes and they release the ball from underneath. So try and make sure it's a release in front there. Okay, so we can go for a speed bowl, which means the trajectory is low and hard. We can go for a donkey drop, which means that my hand flicks and puts backspin on the ball. Why I might want to put backspin on the ball is it will hit the batter's bat and flick up into the air for our backstop to have a nice, easy catch within the area. Okay, I can also add spin to the ball, so as I come through, I can add a spin either way. It's worth having a practice and just seeing which is comfortable, okay, which is comfortable for you. Now what I suggest you do, okay, you can have some basic equipment, you just need a wall or somebody else, okay. So when we're doing that, using a tape measure, I would measure out 7.5 meters, okay, that's from the front of the bowling square to the front of the batting square. That will give you an area in which you can use. What I then would suggest you do, just makes it a bit more realistic, either using chalk or tape, is ask somebody to measure your head height. So my head height, okay, gives myself a mark there, and my knee height, and that's the area that I'm going to be using to bowl into. Okay, now that gives me an idea, because to create a ball, the ball must go from head height, between top of the head and knee height. This gives me a big space in which I can use there. If I have a batter standing here, the ball must go to their batting side. So as you get better at this, what you can do, okay, is work with a right-handed batter and give a target, and a left-handed batter and give a target. I could put 2 or 3 different targets on there, and obviously the better I become at it, the smaller and more accurate those targets can be. The idea is, I will stand, obviously you've measured it out, I will bowl into the bigger area, I'll then bowl trying the different techniques. So I'll go for a donkey drop, which means it will go high, trajectory and ping up, or I'll go for a speed bowl. Use your targets. They're really nice and simple, or just use the square just to get used to it. But every time you're doing it, try and start ball together, hands together, step, accurate bowl there. You can mark with cones, lines, wherever you would like. Now you could get somebody to play against you. All they would need is a rolling pin, and you can get them to practice their batting, which we're going to be doing next week, and you can practice your bowling at the same time. It's worth in the next week finding out if you have a rolling pin in the house, because our weekly challenge will be to do with a rolling pin and a tennis ball. And next week we're going to be talking about batting technique just using our rolling pin and a tennis ball. Okay, have a little go at all the things I've suggested. There's some ideas on the forum, and I will upload some batting technique next week. In the meantime, have fun, stay safe, keep active.